No, you're clearly not listening to me. I sent you the details 3 days ago. I sent the company the details 2 days ago. So yesterday was the time to get in, get the information, and get out. You expect me to believe you had a late morning? Remember who's paying you, Brian. Did you meet another girl and fall in love in less than an hour? You have an opening tomorrow. Use it and don't disappoint me again. Otherwise, I'll find someone else more capable and someone who doesn't think of getting a quick lay and happy ever after. The deal's going to close in less than 2 weeks, so that should give me enough time to decipher what you give me. I'd hoped to get it done by the end of the week, but now I have to move things around for my other clients. I'll accept the apology once you get me what I need. You're not the one who'll get chewed out if the deadline is missed. Yes, you are right now because you didn't stick to the schedule. Tomorrow's your last chance. Don't mess it up. One of my informants decided to play hooky, and now I have to change things around. He was supposed to infiltrate LaQTech to find incriminating evidence of a corrupt CEO, Stefan Linz, because their rival company has a product that's been tested and approved, and they don't want competition. You know about the kind of work I do. I can cripple corporations if I wanted to, but I take assignments that I think could benefit the greater good. I don't prioritize inflating my salary. I make sure to do research into who I'm doing business with, and from the sound of it, this new company could be a game changer. I'm not part of the 1%. I observe the 1%. I suppose. In a way, you could say that I overshadow them. The people in this bracket will go through great lengths to get what they want, and they'll pay a lot of money to make it happen. Well, the Finch assignment cost about $10,000. I'm paid for my discretion. I don't kick the hornet's nest. The way I do things, no one's the wiser except for the people on my payroll. I pay for their ignorance. I need them to look the other way, and sometimes money buys that. Sometimes it's other things. Everyone has a price. It's my job to find out what it is so I can expand my network. Worried about your own salary? You've made plenty, with interest now that you're working for me. Well, seeing as you're the one working on that case, the assignment cost is yours, so you have at least $20,000 on hold. I said I don't prioritize money. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'd advise spending it wisely. Why do you look so surprised? I said I'd pay you. Well, is it too much? Okay then. Can you get the red files in the third drawer of the second column? What are you doing? Yes, but I need to work. Well, I have to check on my schedules of the other assignments and move things around to fit it in the shorter time frame. It'll take me, a couple of hours. Why? You always want me to take a break. You know this is my livelihood, right? This is what I do for a living. Throwing my own words back at me, huh? It might not be a priority, but I can't slack off. The rest of my work is done for today, so I just have to sort this out and then go over what to expect in the next few days. You ask because you have something in mind, don't you? I've lived with you enough to pick up on it. So, what's your proposition? Because I know you have one. The library? What do you want to do in the library? Alright, keep your secrets. I'm not bringing it with me, I'm just saving what I've done. You look more excited than usual. You've got something up your sleeve. Did you accidentally damage one of the books and you're trying to hide your clumsiness? True, you haven't done much in terms of breaking things or hurting yourself, which is a good improvement. I'm proud of you. You're learning. So, what is it you wanted to show me? What are you doing? Okay, I'm opening it. Let's see. Is this a puzzle map? Uh-huh. And what am I supposed to do with these numbers? Ah, so an Ottendorf cipher. It's similar. You use sets of numbers to allocate a book or a text, the page, the word, and then the letter. But this one is just the book, the page, and the word, right? Is this how you've been spending your free time? For me? How thoughtful of you. Okay, let's see what the secret message is. So your first clue is... virtue is persecuted by the wicked more than it is loved by the good. Well, that's an easy one. I've practically read all the books here, and Don Quixote is a classic. So... my first two words are Knight of. Am I right? Okay, let me write this down. Next is... one ring to rule them all. Make it hard for me, at least. It's a difficult book to get into, but it's worth it. I think I tried watching the first film, but something must have come up because I haven't watched the rest. What did I say earlier? Oh, it must have been a subconscious thing. So you've watched it? Maybe we could do a marathon one day? There's 3 movies in total, isn't there? Plus the Hobbit trilogy, so maybe we could do that in a weekend. True, I don't think I could survive that. Maybe if we stretch it over a longer period of time, I might be able to. 1 a week or something like that. I don't want to fall asleep during every movie I watch. I'm getting used to it though. Slowly. So, I've got Knight of Shadow, which is supposed to be me. Obviously, there's something you want to tell me, but why couldn't you have said it instead of doing this elaborate scheme? I do walk about when I work. I'm not glued to my chair, so I get my circulation if that's what you're worried about. Ah, so you're trying to distract me from the turmoil of my assignments. I get it now. I thought that you just wanted some time to play. You really are like a pet. Yes, purposely taking me away from my work so I indulge you in a game. Sounds like a cat bringing me a ribbon. If you can't see the parallel, then I don't know what to tell you. But it seems you want to tell me something. Knight of Shadow, I pledge. Pledge what? You either did this because you want to play tricks on me, or because you can't say it out loud. Or both. But now my interest has piqued. I want to know what you apparently pledged to the Knight of Shadow. Is it something embarrassing? Perhaps too honest for your heart, so you've put it into words? Okay, I'll keep looking for the answer. How many of these have you read? Wow. I remember the first week or so you were working pretty hard. There's a lot of ground to cover, so I knew the initial cleaning period would take a while. But after that, I haven't seen a speck. You keep everything in pristine condition, so I assume you have a lot of free time now. Or had, before you took up the assignments. You've optimized your time now. Enough so, apparently, that you've managed to make a cipher in your spare time. I'm not judging you. It adds to your character. Well, instead of telling me outright what you think, making this has shown me you sincerely care about my health, and that you basically made this for me to take a break and have some fun. It's a good excuse to get me out of my office. Opening a firm. I thought about it once, but I don't see how that would benefit me. I would be a managing partner, but that means taking care of the firm itself and the employees, not actual cases. Putting a company like that on the board means playing by the rules and logging every move. You have to be by the book, and if you're not, as a lawyer, it can get messy. Not to mention how easy it is for someone to leak information. People go to trials, people mess up, and it can be at the cost of lives. Yes, I'd rather do everything myself. Even at the sacrifice of a so-called life. Life is subjective, isn't it? It's up to us to make our own purpose. Yours might be exploring the world, seeing new cultures, climbing Everest. And that's a good life to lead if you think it's a good life to live. For me, well, my nickname should tell you where I stand with mine. This is my life. And though I couldn't necessarily choose it after everything that's happened, I realized that doing something that could change the future mattered to me. To potentially save people, that matters to me. I am getting more and more curious about what you've spelled out for me. Well, so far it says, Knight of Shadow, I pledge my eternal. Your eternal what, I wonder? I can tell you're getting a kick out of this. Next one is... No amount of fire or freshness can challenge what a man will store up in his ghostly heart. No amount of fire or freshness. No, I know it. I know I do. Challenge what a man will store up in his ghostly heart. Yes, they're getting harder. What, are you happy that you've almost stumped me? Don't get too smug. It is from The Great Gatsby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Service. So, you're pledging your eternal service to me. I know there's more to the sentence. I'm only halfway there, but... Alright, I'll keep going. I assume there's a twist here, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this, would I? I said, I think I'm starting to know you pretty well. You got close the last time we had that brief heart-to-heart. It was something, wasn't it? I'll be honest, I haven't been prodded at like that since my college days. No, I had a few college friends, but they knew I was a private person, so they didn't expect me to be completely open with them. But the times that I was, they always made it a big deal and joked about chipping away at my shell a little more. Their mission was to, as they put it, thaw me out completely by the end of the course. No, they didn't manage it. Yes, someone did. The teacher. I'm not sure how it happened. It just did. There was something about him that made me feel like I could tell him anything, and he'd listen in confidence. I didn't care much for being judged, but somehow I knew he wouldn't. He had his own issues to deal with. He started college at 18, but he was already in the last year of his first course. And I noticed there were a few people who saw a superior air around him, which was complete nonsense. They avoided him probably because of their own insecurities. I saw someone who wanted to do his best. He kept to himself, just as I did, but for him it was involuntary. We shared similar interests, and in a way we were both out of touch with how to fit in or interact. The more I finish your puzzle, the more intrigued I get. Well, I'm waiting for that twist you said would be there. Honestly, I'm surprised that you've read so much. I mean, the books and the quotes you've chosen are good. Not too difficult, but enough so that I have to think about it. There was a time where that was all I did. I came in here and read. My grandfather said that words to paper reflect the true mind of its writer, and as an extension, the thoughts of their humanity. Libraries are filled with it. It's practically endless if you think about how many books are written, how many diaries, and all of them fragments of what it means to be human. Yes, it helps with my research, learning how people work, the endless possibilities of what drives them. 2 more words to go. I'm still expecting the twist. I don't have a clue. And the way you're looking at me makes me think you can't wait for my reaction when I finally decipher it. You're watching me like a hawk. The last words must be interesting, to say the least. Okay, I'll let you know what I make of it. You're not an enigma anymore. When you put your mind to it, you like to be creative. I'm surprised you haven't started writing something yourself. You have? In what form? Fiction? Would you let me read it one day? Or does it reflect too much of your humanity? I'll hold you to that then. Alright, the penultimate word of your cipher is... lonesome. Will you stop looking at me like that? You're making me uncomfortable. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Well, I already know the answer to this quote, so I guess we'll see, won't we? What do you want me to do with this, What do you want me to think? Let's see, shall we? Knight of Shadow, I pledge my eternal service to the sanctity of your lonesome heart. Am I supposed to be touched by this? I know how you feel, but how do you know it's real? You've been working here for a while. You know the ins and outs of the place. You have a roof, you have food, you don't have to pay for anything. And this kind of lifestyle, though restrictive, is also rather carefree. And it's a lot better compared to how you were before, living in that shack they called an apartment. It's a comfortable life, isn't it? I'm saying that it's possible you want to get close to maintain this. Or you have Stockholm Syndrome. Well, technically, I did kidnap you. You were unconscious, had no idea what was going on, and I brought you here. And I'm not letting you leave, so by definition, I'm your captor. I control everything. And maybe, in some capacity that you're not even aware of, you think you owe me because I saved you from your previous life. Your debts, your desperation. That opportunity doesn't come often, and you were at the end of your rope. Doing favors for gangs to earn money, knowing what it could do to you. Here, you don't have to think about that. For the most part, you're safe. It might be boring because you can't leave, but to you, it's better living this way, right? Money is almost always the answer. What else can it be? Tell me. Don't. Don't say that you like me. I've told you already. I can't allow myself to care. And you're right, I do care. That's what scares me. Because the moment I let someone in, I'm setting myself up to lose them. And I can't go through that again. It's natural for a bond to form when we're always together, but I expected it to be a simple boss and employee relationship. Nothing more. I had it in mind when I took you from the deli that you'd help around the house, cook meals, do the things that I can't take the time to do, and when you're finished, you'll be on your way. But it didn't end up happening that way, did it? For both of us. I've wanted to do that for a while. And I can tell you've wanted me to do that too. It means that you've found sanctity in my lonesome heart. You weren't supposed to, but you did. I don't know how. It could be a number of things. How hard you work, how much you've improved, your forward ways, your keen ear. I've been watching you from the very beginning as a worker of mine, but I'm not sure myself when my gaze changed. Before, I'd look at you to see how you're doing, and that still hasn't changed, but now I do it because I want to look at you. I feel calm when I do, and it troubles me. I haven't loved someone in years. I haven't been able to pursue anything because what I fear the most isn't being alone. It's loving someone and losing them because of me. You know what I do. You've seen some of what my clients are capable of and the lengths they go through to get what they want. I know you're already associated with me, but it would be easier to lose you if I didn't become attached. So I wanted to keep my distance. You made that very hard for me. Always prying, always asking questions, doing things that I haven't asked you to do. But you know what the hardest thing was? Knowing that you cared for me, that you saw all of this as more than just a job. You went out of your way to ask me what I like or want to try, and you make it even if you don't have the confidence to do it justice. Remember when you made gyoza by hand just because I mentioned my mom used to? How can I not fall for you? I hide it well. I didn't want to give you hope that there was something you could pursue. Because in the end, it would only hurt you, in many ways. Now, I've already broken the vow I made to myself. I can't take my words back. I can only move forward from here and assess what needs to be done. And that also means maybe not doing it alone anymore. Out of everyone in this world, all my clients and employees, you are the one I trust the most. Because you're here on my terms and not your own. I know I don't have to worry about sleeping around you, eating the food you make. You know what I do, the danger that you could find yourself in, and yet you still feel this way about me. Of course, I don't trust you completely. I don't trust anyone like that. There's still a part of me that thinks the worst of people, but you make me want to believe that not everyone is like that. Not everyone deserves to be judged because of my own insecurity, even though I know it's well-placed and necessary. I want to believe that there's good in people. And when I don't have to think about work and I'm just with you, I forget about my cynicism. I do. And it hasn't happened in a long time. I thought I'd never feel it again, risking being carefree. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. All I know is that I don't want to lose it. I suppose, in a way, I also don't want to lose you either. I can't be completely sure with this. I normally have to question everything. Every decision needs to be broken down and dissected so I don't make the same mistakes. I know what I feel, but it's just been so long since I've had to put it into words and into action that will definitely have consequences. I've been able to handle a lot in my life, but I don't think I can bear another loss. I can't. If what you say is true, that you really feel something for me, then you need to be prepared for what that means. Being with me isn't going to be like being with anyone else. Measures have to be put in place. Going outside will have to be planned. There's so much I'm going to have to... I'm sorry. When I'm like this, I can get ahead of myself. I just want to make sure you'll always be safe. But even then, it's not a guarantee. It never is. I'd like to be spontaneous in that field, but I'm comfortable with a sense of security. And for me, longevity outweighs zeal. You have a lot of zeal, which is one of the things I love about you. But we need to temper it just a little if you want to stay. You do. No hesitation at all. Don't you think things through before going into it? I guess you have had a lot of time to weigh everything, as have I. And honestly, I'm trying to be okay with this. I'm trying to understand that there's more to life than just work. I never really gave myself the opportunity to jump with faith, but maybe I can now. With you. This is surreal for me too. But I don't want to get swept up in it. I'll take the rest of the day off and we can make dinner together. How does that sound? Sure, we can make gyoza. I'll show you a trick my mom taught me. I'll wrap up what I need to, talk to my priority clients, and then we can. It'll take me about an hour at most, so you can relax until then. No, it's okay. I can handle this. Or are you itching for another assignment? Alright, I'll see what I can dig up for you. Another kiss? This is all you get. I don't want you to get too greedy or demanding. I'm still your boss. Wait for me, okay? I want to sort out the ingredients and all that. Don't hurt yourself while I'm gone. And the Knight of Shadow will honor your pledge. Alright. I'll be in the kitchen in an hour. An hour, I promise.